Hello everyone, this is Jace Licko from the Dominant Estates YouTube channel. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You're welcome here. You're always welcome here, and I appreciate you for spending your time with me. Anyways, on this video, we're going to talk about 19 facts about me. And if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out and supports me. Let's get started. Number 1. I used to play the flute in high school band. I didn't want to be in band when I was in high school, but my parents made me. They made me do something. And so I didn't want to play sports, so I preferred to be in band over sports. So that's why I chose band. And I chose the flute because I thought it would be easier to play. And also, most of my friends were choosing to play the flute or the clarinet. And so I just chose the flute. And the band teacher told me the way that my teeth were made, I probably couldn't learn how to play it because I have buck teeth and I have a really big gap in between my teeth. It's closed over a little bit over the years, but it's still there. And so when you're blowing on the flute, it's like I don't know, like your tongue goes in between your teeth, kind of like. But all I did whenever I was in band, to be honest, was I faked it the whole time whenever I was playing the flute, and I just like mimicked sounds with my voice of kind of like singing whatever the song was that was supposed to be played, because I never could read like music the right way that you were supposed to, and I just never could put my fingers on the flute the way you were supposed to. I don't know what happened to my flute. I think I sent it back to like the band place that sewed band instruments, but I can't remember for sure. I might have got rid of it. I don't remember what happened to it, but I didn't enjoy it at all, being in band or nothing. The only time I enjoyed it is whenever we went away for band trips and we played on big old concerts and stuff. But the flute section was always right underneath of the band teacher's, eyesight or whatever. We was like right in the front row. So I really didn't like that because I've always been a really shy. I'm not as shy as I used to be, but I've always been socially awkward and had a lot of anxiety and just not really being a very outgoing person. So, anyways, let's get on to number 2. I was 15 years old when I learned how to tie my shoes. That's a true story. And I know it's pathetic, but it's the truth. And I actually learned how to tie my shoes because when I was 15, because one of my friends from high school, it was a guy friend, and I actually think I was distantly kin to him because his last name was Adams too. And the last I ever heard anything about him, he moved out to California, and he reminded me a lot of Jim Carrey, the actor. And he was joking around one day, and we were in middle school, and he was talking about tying your shoes, and he said it was like you catch the bunny by the ears and you tie a rope around its neck, and that's how you tie your shoes, with the shoelaces. And that's how I learned how to tie my shoes. Number 3. I was about 15 years old when I learned there was no Santa Claus. And that's another true story. All these are facts, so they're all true. But I know it's pretty pathetic, but it is what it is. I was heartbroken whenever I found out that there was no Santa Claus. I guess I kind of knew that there wasn't, but I didn't want to believe it. And I asked my mom, and she broke my heart and told me that there wasn't no Santa Claus. And I was heartbroken for a while over it. I was 15 years old, though. I might have even been 16, but I was 15 at least. So let's move on to number 4. I still played with Barbie dolls when I was 16 years old because I would play with them with my younger cousins. So that's definitely true. I always loved playing Barbie dolls. I probably loved playing Barbie dolls over baby dolls more. But like I said, I was a very awkward, kind of antisocial, just like I am now, but not as bad now as what I was then. And I was very, very shy, and I had no self esteem at all. And I did not like the public. I was not outgoing, and I've always kind of been like that, but I was worse off then than what I am now. So, I loved playing and using my imagination. I don't really much have one now, but I used to love using my imagination and playing Barbie dolls and fantasizing about what my life would be like as the Barbies or whatever. Or same thing when I played baby dolls. And I would play with my younger cousins. Number 5, I can't blow a bubble gum bubble. And that's true to this day. And so I cannot blow a bubble with chewing gum or bubble gum. I can't do it. I guess it's the way that I don't know. I don't know why I can't, but I've tried and tried and tried and I can't. So I don't know if it's the way my tongue's made or what it is, but I can't blow a bubble. Number 6, I have a slightly arched feet, and I do have slightly arched feet. Well, my feet are dirty, but there's my foot, my ugly clunker. Let's see, number 7. I stopped playing with baby dolls at the age of 13. And that's pretty much true. I stopped playing with baby dolls at the age of 13. And number 8, I started my period at school for the first time at the age of 10. And I was in the 5th grade. Back then, the elementary school that I went to, it was an elementary school, and it was also middle school, and it was also high school at the time before they consolidated. But the 5th grade was off the school hill in a little building by itself, and I actually started in gym class. And what was so weird about that is me and a group of my friends that I had back then, we had just been talking about periods, and I guess one of my friends was like looking, I don't know why, but they was looking at my crotch of my jogging pants, and I think I had pink jogging pants on. And they noticed a little bit of blood in between my legs. And so we went back to the 5th grade classroom, and the teacher had already told us at the start of the years, the girls, that she was keeping like a box of supplies of like tampons and maxi pads and stuff in case if we ever needed it in the bathroom. But I hadn't been told nothing about a period or nothing like that, so I hadn't even had sex ed or nothing like that. And so I didn't know how to put on a maxi pad or nothing. It was very embarrassing for me. And I had just started going through puberty too, as a female. And so I was just barely growing hairs down there, you know what I mean? And so, anyways, we went to a different bathroom in the school that was separate from the classroom at the bottom of the school hill, where they had multi stalls, bathroom stalls. And she was in one next to me, and she was telling me how to undo the pad and put it in my panties or whatever and stuff, and it was a friend of mine, and I put the sticky side up. That's how much I knew about a period. And she had to come into the stall and show me how to do it whenever I messed it up. So, yeah, I was 10 years old whenever I started my period. And I remember back whenever I was in, ever since I started and stuff, then, um, actually, my cousin that I'm real close to, she came down and she stayed with me forever because I was having the most horrible cramps and I was just hurting so bad and bleeding so much. I always bled a lot and I always went for a long time. I always went for like 10 or 12 days. And I'd have to wear like a girdle whenever I went to school when I was real young because I would bleed through my panties and the pads all the time. And I remember even whenever I was in high school, it's real embarrassing, but I don't know. I think I was just so awkward and so low self esteem and shy that I sit in the classroom in the school desk and I had my girdle on and I had a few pads on, but they were the thickest ones too, but they just bled out and we couldn't take bathroom breaks too often in school. And so I bled through all that in my blue jeans too. And I bled on the old wooden school desk. So I remember the teacher like letting me call my mom back then when she was working to come pick me up from school. And I remember going around all the time. Every time I was on my period, I would wear like a jacket. It didn't matter if it was summertime or what, and I would tie it around my waist so it would have extra protection in case if I bled through on my pants or whatever. So yeah, I was 10 years old whenever I started my period. 9, I was 18 when I got my driver's license. And that's true. And I probably wouldn't even get my driver's license if I had to redo it to this day because I have a hard time parallel parking to this day. And I pretty much feel like back then it was because of the connections that my parents had. Um, they had knew the mutual cop or whatever that gave me the driver's test back then. That was a long time ago. And you're supposed to automatically fail if you hit the curve when you're trying to parallel park. But I just started crying and stuff because I pretty much hit the the side of the sidewalk or whatever when I was trying to parallel park and I was out in the middle of the road. I just couldn't do it. And he just talked me out of it and got me back on the road. And I think he pretty much just gave me my driver's license or whatever back then. Back then you could do a lot of things. But anyways, I was 18 years old whenever I got my driver's license. Number 10, I failed my driver's permit test one time. I did fail my driver's permit test the first time I took it. I was off by a few questions, so I failed it and I had to retake it. And I actually did back then. I can't remember for sure, but I think I got my permit at 16, and I waited until I was 18 though to get my driver's test and pass it. Number 11, and none of my videos are recommended for children or anyone under the age of 18. So if y'all have anybody in your room right now, please tell them to leave or close their ears, turn their head, whatever. Number 11, my cherry completely popped and bled when I was 18. I am very honest with you guys. So, number 12, moving on. um, I'm farsighted vision. I can't see up close, and that's true. And over the years, because I'm older now, obviously my vision has gotten worse. And so I'm pretty much like up close. That's why I write so big, is because everything is so blurry for me, and I've had a ton of surgeries. I can't even tell you how many surgeries I've had over the years, and every time I've been put to sleep, it's made my vision worse too. And so I can see good far away, and I can see good like when I'm driving. I can't see good at nighttime though when I'm driving. Used to I could see good, and I preferred to drive at night, but now I don't because I can't see, and everything's real blurry for me. But I can't see to like read, you know, small print of any kind of books or anything like that. Even like this size print is hard for me, but that's why I write so big. But I've always wrote sloppy. I've always had bad handwriting. So, anyways, number 13, I have 2 children. 14, I've lived in Kentucky all my life. 15, I was born in the old Hazard Hospital in Perry County, Kentucky. Turn this page. 16, growing up, I had a pet dog named Cornflakes, and it was a Cocker Spaniel, and she was light colored, and she was very, very protective. She was a good dog. She was very protective over me. She followed me around everywhere I went. She was very, very good dog. Number 17, I also had a pet cat named Kellogg's growing up. And that cat was a calico cat, and it was mean, and it was evil. And I used to collect snow globes. And one time, I might have told y'all this story before. If I did, I'm sorry. But one time I had a big collections of snow globes growing up on shelves, and the cat jumped and broke every one of those snow globes that I had. Number 18, I can't drive a stick shift vehicle. And that's true even to this day. I never did learn how to drive a stick shift vehicle. 19, I'm somehow kin to the 9th president. And I don't know who the 9th president is. I think it's John Adams or something. I'm not sure. I don't get real political or anything. But somehow or another, I'm kin to the 9th president. Anyways, that's 19 facts. 19 facts about me. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.